It's one of the most dangerous things a person can do. Get behind the wheel of a car and not pay attention.
April is Distracted Driving Month, and while you may think it's all about telephones, it's all about texting. ntTV's Nathan Mayer can tell us more about it. Nathan?
Oh, sorry, I was on my phone. Yeah, guys, today is the first day of Distracted Driving Awareness Month. And the reason that this month is so important is because distracted driving can be so deadly. Now, according to AAA, distracted driving kills an average of 9 people and injures over 1,000 every day in the United States. Just 5 seconds of reading an email is like driving the entire length of a football field blindfolded. And you won't even need to keep your eyes off the road for that long, because just looking away for even 2 seconds doubles your chances of being involved in a crash. Now, with so many things around us pinging, ringing, and vibrating, distracted driving has become even more of a problem than ever before. The easiest thing to do to stay safe is turn off your phone's ringer, put it on Do Not Disturb, or turn off your cell phone all the way. And be sure to set navigation routes before you depart. And keep your eyes on the road, because just looking away for even a split second could be the difference between staying safe and getting in a wreck. Guys, back to you.
Thanks, Nathan. Today was blue skies all day. How did you spend your morning, David?
You know, I actually went out on a little photo shoot around town. You know, clear skies are just my favorite day, to
I bet
shoot.
it was. I don't know much about photography, but let's check in with our weather anchor, Jordan Miller, to see if those picture-perfect skies are here to stay. Jordan?
Absolutely, guys. You know, it is just beautiful outside right now. We've got 68 degrees, a nice gentle breeze at 4 miles per hour, and beautiful sunny skies. Jumping forward to tonight's forecast, we're going to be getting a little bit cooler, down to 43, feeling like 39. Still get a nice gentle breeze at 3 miles per hour and clear skies for the rest of the evening. Jumping forward to tomorrow's forecast, we're going to be back up to 68. Going to be a breezier day tomorrow with 15-mile-per-hour wind speeds, and those breezes are going to bring some clouds around for partly cloudy skies tomorrow. Now, if you want to hear about the Easter Sunday forecast, stick with us because that's all I have for our first look. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Jordan. Well, those spring breaks may have helped March become the busiest month for air travel since the pandemic began last year. TSA says they screened more than 38 million travelers last month and over 1 million per day for 26 of those days. As weather continues to get better, the CDC still recommends people not travel. The agency warns that every time travel increases, a spike in cases tends to follow.
Well, Pfizer says a new trial is showing positive news about how long the vaccine lasts and how effective it is against one highly contagious virus strain. CNN's Mandy Gaither has more.
New numbers from Pfizer.
Is just, icing on the cake for good news.
The company says its ongoing phase 3 clinical trial of their coronavirus vaccine confirms its protection lasts at least 6 months after the second dose and appears to be fully effective against the concerning virus variant first identified in South Africa.
I would not be surprised at all if Moderna and other companies that did the same thing would get similar results.
And more good news, Pfizer also says its vaccine is well tolerated with an efficacy of 100% in those ages 12 to 15.
This is really important for getting back to school, but also for us reaching herd immunity as well.
The vaccine maker will submit the data to the FDA as soon as possible, hoping for an expanded emergency use authorization of the 2-dose vaccine.
I do think that there is a good chance that we'll be able to get the vaccines authorized in time for the start of school so that these older teens at least are able to get the vaccines by late summer, early fall.
A separate study of the Pfizer vaccine in children ages 6 months to 11 years launched last week. The company aims to enroll more than 4,600 children in the trial and expects results by the end of 2021.
Ready?
Quick. All done.
Moderna is also testing its COVID-19 vaccine in adolescents and children in 2 clinical trials of children ages 12 to 17 and those ages 6 months to 11 years. For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Here on the UNT campus, the Pfizer vaccine is one of 2 that we provide. UNT became a vaccination center a week ago, and since then we have administered just over 1,500 shots. Both the Moderna and the Pfizer vaccines are offered. According to the Health and Wellness Center, another 250 people will be vaccinated tomorrow. Any student or staff or faculty member can sign up for their shots regardless of age. Texas is now open to all adults over 16.
Now, one casualty of COVID-19 was the struggle to keep business alive, but this local business hits close to home for the UNT community. ntTV's Hannah Gonzalez has the story.
Many who are a part of the UNT Greek community know that Geared Up, a locally owned apparel store, has served many generations of Greek life students. Anita Clearman, owner of this beloved shop, is one of the many business owners who struggled financially to keep their business afloat.
There's really a small amount of kids here on campus, and it's just not enough to keep our business going.
While there's still a month left of school, Geared Up plans to finish out the semester by serving their graduating seniors.
Right now we're working on a lot of graduation stoles, so we're gonna see that through, make sure everyone has the stole that they need. So, but once students are gone for the summer, there won't be any business again.
While many in the community enjoyed the services Geared Up provided, others have built a bond with Anita that will last a lifetime.
We all kind of have a mutual respect for Anita, and everybody loves her, and she just all brings us together because it's a common space for all of us to get anything we need related to whatever Greek organization we're part of.
Although this business is yet another loss to the Denton community, Anita has the pleasure of knowing that she was a part of the students' time here at UNT.
So I've seen them grow all the years that they've been on campus, and then had the honor to make their graduation stoles. So I get to see kind of the whole, student experience and student life cycle from beginning to end. So I'll miss that.
For ntTV News, I'm Hannah Gonzalez.
Tired of listening to the same tunes? Segment anchor Kayla Holt has the suggestion for you.
And ntTV has everything you need to know about this year's SGA election. Stay with us.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, sorry, man. Oh, sorry.
When you park in front of the ramp, somebody can't make it up the ramp. When somebody can't make it up the ramp, they miss their class. When they miss their class, they fail their final. When they fail their final, they drop out of school. If you drop out of school, you get a face tattoo from a guy named Scorpion. Don't get a face tattoo from a guy named Scorpion. Be courteous. Don't block wheelchair ramps.
UNT is more than 125 years in the making. To find new solutions, we create a new point of view. We know what's possible when creativity, originality, and independent thought converge. We're ranked a Tier 1 research university. We're home to excellence the size of Texas. Define your future at UNT and soar to new heights.
Emotional testimony today in the trial of former Minneapolis police officer Derek Chauvin. He is charged in the murder of George Floyd. Camila Bernal has been following the trial.
Tearful testimony from the girlfriend of George Floyd.
Floyd has this great, deep Southern voice, raspy.
For the first time, the courtroom heard about Floyd's life, from the person he dated for nearly 3 years until his death.
He asked me if he could get my number, and we had our first kiss in the lobby.
But they shared a struggle.
Floyd and I both suffered with an opioid addiction. It's a classic story of how many people get addicted to opioids. We both suffered from chronic pain. We got addicted and tried really hard to break that addiction many times.
It was your belief that Mr. Floyd started using again about 2 weeks prior to his death, correct?
I noticed a change in his behavior, yes.
The defense argues Floyd died from drug use and a heart condition, not from Derek Chauvin kneeling on his neck. The former Minneapolis police officer was still restraining Floyd when paramedics arrived.
In lay terms, I thought he was dead.
After paramedics put Floyd in an ambulance, Chauvin defended his actions.
Gotta control this guy because he's a sizable guy.
Now it is time to cast your ballot here on the UNT campus. At stake are the top spots in your student government. One of the two teams running for president and vice president is Devon Skinner and David Munoz Sarabia. Presidential candidate Devon Skinner says one of their 7 key campaign issues is the need for communication and action.
Communication with UNT administration is critical, and not just regular communication, but communication which results in action. And I think that that's the key missing component. And so our administration wants to make sure that when we talk about making a change or when we talk about advocating for an issue, there's actually something that changes at an institutional and at a cultural level at the University of North Texas. That's one that, and that's kind of a broad response to that question, but that's definitely one of the key components of what we want to fight for, is making sure that communication is not just saying, hey, this is an issue, but saying, how are we going to fix the issue?
Skinner also says another important point is to make UNT even more inclusive.
Thing that we strongly believe in is making sure that there is a inclusive and welcoming community for UNT. And there's a lot of different people that need to play roles in that. Again, UNT administration, the way that we treat our fellow students, the way that organizations interact and are receiving resources and funding to be able to act as a safe space for people who share common interests and common similarities. You know, we need to make sure that we are accepting people for who they are and recognizing that that's what makes them special and that's what makes our community special.
ntTV will talk with the other set of candidates, Jackson Sweet and Noah Wyckoff, next week. You have until April 8th to make your decision and cast your vote.
You know, David, I am so excited to go home to see my family for Easter weekend. COVID safe, of course.
I'm the exact same way. I just really hope this weather holds up for the rest of the week, so we can all celebrate with an outdoor Easter egg hunt. What can we expect, Jordan?
Thanks, guys. You know, I've got some great news as we head into Easter weekend. But before I get to that, just take a look at this beautiful view of Apogee Stadium behind me. I mean, those blue skies look straight out of a Bob Ross painting, if you ask me. And you know, the rest of North Texas is looking beautiful as well. We've got temperatures from the 60s to the 70s, beautiful blue skies and nice breezes. As far as the rest of Texas is going to look much the same. We've got temperatures again from the 60s to 70s, and just it's been a really beautiful day for weather here in Texas. As we jump into our 7-day forecast for the week, like I said earlier, Friday is going to be partly cloudy. Saturday partly cloudy as well. We're going to slowly be heating up through the week. As for Easter Sunday, high of 72, low of 55, and some clouds rolling through on Sunday, but you know, that never hurt anyone. Still going to be a beautiful day for an Easter egg hunt. Into the start of our work week, we're still going to be getting warmer. High of 78, low of 60 on Monday, even warmer on Tuesday. High of 84, low of 64. And those clouds are going to be staying through Wednesday as well as we get even warmer. High of 89 for Wednesday. And then Thursday, our sun is finally going to come out. High of 88, low of 57. Now I hope everyone has a fabulous Easter. Enjoy the weather this week and have a great weekend.
Thanks, Jordan. Well, with this beautiful weather, getting out and strolling along the streets of Denton downtown makes for a nice pastime. However, sometimes being a pedestrian can have its own dangers.
That's right. Denton is looking at a new way to help people stay safe. Our own Andrew Fancher is on the square and has more details. Andrew.
Thanks, guys. The Denton Square is making itself more accommodating for pedestrians. This is being done by way of diagonal crosswalks. Yes, you heard that right, diagonal crosswalks. Instead of crossing 2 walkways on a 4-walkway intersection, a diagonal crosswalk will allow you to cross safely from all 4 corners. And while the idea may seem unduly original, Denton won't be the first to incorporate this design. According to LA, diagonal crosswalks have been saving lives since 2016, where pedestrian deaths have gone from 13 a year to 0. Chicago followed suit in 2017, with Miami in 2020. Now, Denton is prepared to go completely diagonal by the summer of 2022. However, this will entail a great deal of construction and coordination with local businesses. The crosswalks must be easily recognizable with accommodations made to the physically disabled. The city is still getting feedback and hopes to proceed very soon. That's it from the Denton Square. Back to y'all at the desk.
Thanks, Andrew. You know, David, UNT always seems to be breeding entrepreneurs.
That's absolutely right. ntTV's reporter Kayla Holt has a story that is particularly close to us this week for Positively North Texas. Kayla?
Although Women's History Month just passed us by, that hasn't stopped UNT student Anastasia Logan from making her mark. Take a look.
This is why I do what I do.
Meet Anastasia Logan, the UNT journalism student who turned a passion for music and writing into her own publication company.
I started my music publication, Motivational Muses, in May of 2018, and our mission statement is to aid in music discovery.
With the help of a staff of over 6 writers, Anastasia gives independent musicians a platform to share their stories with the world.
I can freely write and still inform people, and so for me it was the best of both worlds. These are young artists who are just starting themselves in this music industry, like that's really cool, and they have phenomenal stories to tell about themselves and the entire journey that they've been through going through music, and I'm just like, that's amazing.
Motivational Muses has grasped the attention of many music lovers and have helped local bands feel understood and appreciated.
She wrote about how it was a very emotionally driven song. It made me feel very seen, very respected.
I still can take every single bit of journalistic practice that I have learned over the years and create my own thing that I get to be proud of.
Slowing down anytime soon, as Anastasia's email remains full of young artists reaching out for a chance to be featured online. That's all I have for you this week. Back to you at the desk.
Thanks, Kayla. Well, out with the old and with the new. See how Apple is changing the voice of Siri.
And police in one city don't just help people, they help dogs get a second chance at finding a forever home. We have the wags and the barks later in the news.
Hey, listen to my flow to save some H2O. This my water rhyme, and this is how it goes. First, turn off the sink and take some time to think. When you waste water, our supply shrinks. When you take a shower, not more than an hour. Shoot for 10 minutes and save water power. Use a reusable bottle, smart like Aristotle. Ditch all the plastic and be a role model. And that was my H2O flow. Please remember how it goes, because if you don't, Earth will go, oh no!
If you ask your telephone for help, it's a good bet she will answer you. That is Siri. Apple created her as the default voice if you didn't choose another option. The virtual assistant comes in male and female voices with 6 different accents, but things are about to change. You now will be asked to choose a voice when you set up the virtual assistant. It's all part of an effort by Apple to expand its commitment to diversity and inclusion. And besides that, Apple will now be adding 2 new voices to Siri, and all this happens on new Apple devices after a future software update. David, you know, a girl can never have enough jewelry, and I, for one, think I already want more.
Well, Michaela, our reporter Armando Berry has found an absolutely magical place to help. Armando?
That's right, Michaela and David. When Farrah and Casey Francis Usea first met, they discovered a shared dream to one day own a crystal shop. After nearly 5 years of marriage, their dream has become reality. When their co-owned metaphysical shop named Bewitched Denton opened its doors up for business for the first time today. Along with their love for metaphysical shops, Farrah explained how their gift shop shares this passion with the Denton community.
Decided to open it up together. She also has collected crystals her whole life, and we just, everywhere we travel, we Google metaphysical shops, and every city we go to, we have to visit the local metaphysical shop. But when you come to Denton and you Google metaphysical shop, nothing comes up, so we thought we needed to change that.
The couple says the name was inspired by the 1960s sitcom Bewitched, and they hope Denton residents will be just as enchanted when they come in. I know I love me some flashy things, so I'm going to go ahead and check this place out for myself. But for now, Michaela and David, back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Armando. Well, baseball is finally back.
Great games all throughout the day, including the Texas Rangers. Sports anchor Zach Fox breaks it down. Zach?
Thanks, guys. The Rangers look to start off on the right foot, and UNT's Grant McCaslin may have a big decision to make. Stay tuned.
You've made yourself a target, James.
Okay, that's perfect. But I had a great time talking to you today. I have one more question. Is wrestling really real?
What?
Imagine it's ice cream day at the office. And everyone from the day before voted for their favorite flavor. Everyone but you. You decided not to vote. The flavor they picked isn't the one that you wanted. But can you really complain? Shh! Now imagine that with an elected official.
Choose not to vote, choose not to be heard. Get registered today.
Time to dust off those gloves and open the sunflower seeds as the Texas Rangers opening day has arrived. Texas with an injury-packed spring training, including closer Jose Leclerc with a season-ending Tommy John surgery. The Rangers are completely youth-driven despite veterans Joey Gallo and David Dahl in the outfield. Rangers play the Kansas City Royals for the 3-game series as they look to improve since last season's last-place woes. Despite the UNT men's basketball March Madness run putting UNT on the map, it could also put head coach Grant McCaslin in a new home. Texas Tech head coach Chris Beard is leaving and headed to coach the Longhorns, and Grant McCaslin is one of the top candidates for the job. If picked to coach, McCaslin would be actually returning to Lubbock after he was director of the basketball operations at Tech from 1999 to 2001. He also had a hand in Baylor's current Final Four run, so a 44-year-old knows how to win. Now, he did sign a contract extension in December with UNT, but Tech is still looking his way. NFL legend Tom Brady is currently with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers for another 2 years and will be 45 when that contract is finished. However, Brady has delivered some shocking news today that would bring smiles to DFW. Tom Brady stated, "It has always been a dream to play for the Dallas Cowboys. I want to retire in Dallas." Yeah, no. April Fools. Dallas is left to take on Brady rather than join. However, there have been several classic April Fool jokes performed all around sports, from fans tricking someone into believing they hit a blindfolded half-court shot to Dallas Mavericks owner Mark Cuban, 18 years ago, staging a fight with an actor dressed as a ref. It took place in a timeout during a game against the once-was New Orleans Hornets. Cuban later told the Dallas Morning News that he was nervous the act would fall flat. Assistant coach Del Harris had the best reaction, besides the fans' gasp throughout the stadium. When another coach clued Del in that it was all a joke, the smile appears and it ties a bow on the masterpiece of 42nd April Fool's prank by the Dallas Mavericks. All jokes aside, the Mavs didn't fool around in the 113-108 victory against the Boston Celtics last night. Michaela and David, back to you.
Okay, Zach, good thing April Fool's Day is nearly over. Let's hope Dak Prescott wasn't listening in to your sportscast tonight. Well, when it comes to happy endings, nothing beats a puppy finding a new home. One Florida Police Department has come up with a new way to help deserving dogs find that new home.
New Smyrna Beach police officer Tanner Snow is showing the ropes to his new partner, a 3-year-old terrier mix named Apollo.
The first question is because they see the uniform, like, oh, he's a drug dog. What is he? Things like that.
It's part of the department's new community engagement program known as K9 for a Day. Each time, a different officer and dog from the Southeast Volusia Humane Society that's up for adoption will go out through the city, meeting and interacting with different people. The program is a way for officers to get out in the community here, interact with people in a different way, as well as get people to know the dog and possibly even get the dog adopted. I watched Officer Snow and Apollo walk around Riverside Park and talk to some people. Some told me off camera they liked the idea of this program. Snow tells me it helps give people a different perspective of police officers.
It just puts a face to the name, you know, so people see Officer Snow, they see the uniform, stuff like that, but now they know me as Tanner. I'm a local, I grew up here, so it's just that interacting.
Those are the types of interactions the department says it wants to keep building upon. Apollo doesn't seem to mind either.
You know, David, that reminds me of the new puppy, the absolutely adorable puppy that I just got myself.
Did you really?
No, that was an April Fool's prank. Gotcha.
You know what? That's fine. Because at the end of the day, cats are the best, and that, my friends, is not a joke.
Okay, okay. Thanks for watching ntTV Nightly News.
Join us again Monday at noon here on North Texas Television.